on, man? Peace, love, and power. It is your boy, Joshua October.
And I'm Jimmy LeVar, and I'm just keeping it great.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's V.A.M.P McDonald, and I'm a singer, and I'm a performer. Hey.
We all love Way. She's what this show is all about. She could definitely win this entire thing.
My name is V.A.M.P McDonald.
Oh my!
What is that speaking voice?
I cannot believe this voice.
Thank you.
Other people think they know me. Other people judge what they see. There's a voice inside that keeps me going on. And I'm holding my head up high. I know my dreams will touch the sky. And when I know, I'm holding my head up high. 'Cause white chocolate's just another creamy way to say you love me. Do you love me? Oh, and blueberries are inside, they're just as sweet and sour, baby. Are you my baby?
So much. Welcome.
Wow.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here, honestly.
How is everything, you know?
Everything is pretty cool. Everything's, you know what? I can't complain. I'm busy. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, like I'm so like happy that you're also here because I know like you have a busy schedule and like you're doing so much right now. Like, how do you manage to to balance everything?
Oh man. Part of it is just like I have like a really great support system. So like between like my family and my friends, like always telling me like, all right, you got to do this. But listen, between like social media, traveling and doing all that stuff, it is a lot.
Yeah, no, I could imagine too. And I kind of want to just bring it back. Let's kind of just go back really quickly and let's kind of just get to know about you and yourself personally and your upbringing. Can we hear a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I started singing when I was about like 12 and I was not good at it. So I was
That's
like,
hard to believe.
no, that's what everybody is like, it's crazy. So early on I started acting first and dancing. So it's funny, like all my like friends that see me acting and doing stuff like dancing, when they saw me on The Voice, they were like, you sing? I was like, they were like, you sing? I was like, what? I guess it's kind of good. Is it good? They're like, that's awesome. Really? Okay. So, yeah, I started singing at 12, getting vocal lessons. I went to Harlem School of the Arts. And then by the time I was like 16 and 17, I was already like singing professionally, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I got on The Voice at 17 and finished 3rd place.
Yes, yeah,
Nice.
and wow, The Voice. I mean, that's only one word, The Voice, and it's crazy because your voice, in my opinion, is like top 3 in all of the voices that I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, oh Jesus, thank you. Oh my God. Oh my
So you
God.
started at 12 is just so commendable. Way like, can we just give a shout out to Progress?
Top it up. Let's top it up. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Y'all sweet. Thank you.
Wow.
How was that? How was, at the young age you was being on The Voice and being in the entertainment industry? How was that experience? And also being Team Alicia, how was that experience?
Yeah, you want to know what it is? It's like, it was difficult for me. Yeah, because like I was young, but like there were people of all ages. It was difficult for all of us. Like we were all stressed. And like while it was glamorous and everything, sure, but it was really long days. It was very difficult to try to like keep your psyche good because you knew that at any moment you could get like voted off or something like that. And then being on Team Alicia was great because, everything felt very relatable. So having her as a coach, it also let people see me and her as kind of like kinfolk. So I thought that was really cool.
Got you. Well, what made you actually choose Alicia though? Because I mean, there were some phenomenal people in the industry that's been here and and just so solid. What made you choose Alicia Keys?
Oh man. Well, at first when I walked into The Voice, like prior to it, I was like, oh, I'm picking Adam. I was like, I'm going with Adam. Adam has been there. It's Adam. I'm going with Adam. I'm not changing my mind. So I was like, it's Adam. I get on stage, everything changes. I was like, shoot, I might go with Miley. I might go. I was like, maybe I'll go with shoot, I might go with Blake. I was like, let's figure it out. So she had said, you came on this show to meet me. And I was like, oh dang, she got me. I was like, in that moment, I was like, oh yeah, she got me. She got me.
Wow. Yeah, she brought it in.
Yeah.
Woo. Wow, I did not expect like for that to be the answer, but it's so courageous, and it just shows a lot of character that you built up and really into this moment. So a question for me would be, what gives your life meaning these days?
Oh wow. Dang, y'all pulling out the deep questions.
It's the online experience.
Yeah, damn. Oh my gosh. It's like, all right, you picked Alicia. Now what gives your life meaning? And it's like, so as of recently, just honestly finding joy in the things that made me happy, like especially when I was younger. Like being really, really excited about small stuff is like, that's where you find like the happiness, and like being able to hang out with your friends. We had that taken away from us for such a long time. So for us to have that again now, it's still not fully where it needs to be, but even still. And then like, finding the fun times and like I get to perform again. Not being able to perform was like insane to me. I was like, yeah, you can perform on Zoom. Yeah, you can perform on like lives and stuff, or you can put up videos, but there's nothing like actual human interaction. So just like being able to do that stuff again, that's where I find my happiness, and trying to like definitely be okay with who I am. I think that's like super duper important, especially now.
Absolutely.
That was a great answer.
Yeah, and you said during one interview that singing to you is more important than breathing sometimes.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Wow.
That's deep.
Wow. Yeah, we're getting deep. We're deep on this one. Woo.
Yeah, there were moments where, and that nobody really knew. And I think this is the first time I'm actually talking about this. Yeah, y'all are getting an exclusive like that. Like literally, I don't talk about this, but like I had made that statement, but a lot of people don't know that those are things that actually happened. Like there were moments where I was dying and didn't know it, and I was on stage performing, and I didn't know. And I get off of stage like so I had like a really bad do you guys know what a pulmonary embolism is?
I don't. I'm gonna be honest, I don't.
No. So I basically I had a whole bunch of blood clots in my lungs and a whole bunch of blood clots in my left leg. Wow. So, and I had like lived through it. They had never heard of anybody living past like 3 days with like a pulmonary embolism and a DVT, which is what it was in the leg.
Wow.
So I lived for 5 days. So I got on a plane. First of all, you're not supposed to travel when you have blood clots and everything like that. I thought I had a Charlie horse. I was toughing it out. I was like, bump that. I was like, I'm going on this plane. I thought this was a Charlie horse that was just lasting OD long. I was like, okay.
Shit.
I was like, okay, you know what? I'm dragging my luggage and I'm getting ready to fly into, I think it was San Diego. and I fly 6-hour flight. I don't get up on the flight. I don't recommend this, people. People, get up and walk on your flights. Don't get up and start walking, please. Don't just sit there and sleep through it. So I didn't get up. I got off, stayed there in San Diego for a while until maybe like Sunday, got back on Sunday, did the same trip, 4 or 5 hours, not getting up on the plane. Still, this Charlie horse was in my leg, and I'm thinking, I just did a whole dance, singing all this stuff in 5-inch heels, and I'm like, okay, I'm really tired. Why can't I breathe? And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, you know what? I just need to take a bath. I just need to go home. By Tuesday, I'm in the hospital, heart monitors and stuff like that. So in moments when I don't feel my best, singing helps that a lot. Singing, art, dancing, whatever I could do, it just helps that. So yeah, that's the long story short. So I guess it really is more important than breathing to me. But I feel like I should have some sort of separate life outside of
the balance. But wow, I mean, first of all, it's a miracle, that you're still here, you're still fully able to do what you're doing, and you're still able to sing and be great. So all glory to God, and I hope that everything with that situation, within time it heals, and you get more and more better with over time with that.
Thank you.
Exactly.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and then like that's just such an amazing story, and like it gets me to my next question, which is like, I mean, to be so devoted to do something like that, and really pave your way through what you thought could have been a Charlie horse, and it turned out to be so much more serious. That has to come with some structure and value. So like, where do you get your deepest core values from? Like, is that from your parents? Like, where do you get that from?
My parents, definitely. I feel like my parents like grew up teaching me that you have to be yourself, and that you have to, like, above anything else, people have to respect you, and you have to give respect to people that respect you also. Like,
oh, wow.
Like, like that's something that they've always taught me. They grew up, they didn't have the best stuff around. They didn't have a lot of opportunities given to them. So they fought to make sure that me and my siblings had better opportunities. And I'm grateful for that. So yeah, it's just, I'm grateful for them, especially like my dad. My dad's my manager, and he's with me most of the time, just making sure like nobody does no funny stuff, and just making sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Making sure that, I'm safe, that I hold myself to a certain standard, and just, putting my best foot forward at all times.
Yeah, and I definitely get that from you. You exude nothing but that, and I think that's amazing. Shout out to your dad. Can you give it?
Shout out to Pop. And that's great, because family is the most important thing. Family is the most important thing. It's the number one thing. And people have. It's great that when you could have family like your father by your side and supporting you in your career and giving you that extra push. It's a great feeling. Not everybody is able to have family around us, or not everybody is blessed to have a father around us. So when you are able to have those things, it's a beautiful thing, and it's great. And again, definitely keeping the family closer, because this industry is dirty. How the entertainment industry can be, and keeping ones around you that love you is the best.
Yeah, definitely. I just, like you said, it's like you got to keep the ones that are with you, have always supported you, have been with you through thick and thin. It's just, it really matters, especially in this industry. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to take it back really quickly to to your upbringing on the school. You went to a Christian school?
Yeah. Dang, y'all did research. Oh my God. That's crazy.
How was that?
Oh, it sucked. It sucked. And that's me coming from like I love God. So that's like me. I'm like, it sucked.
Yeah, yeah.
Terrible, terrible. No, that middle school can suck it. Oh shit!
No, no, really, and I bring that up, because I wanted to also kind of dive into the bullying, because I can relate,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. It's crazy that when we grow up, some of us, we go through experiences where we're either getting bullied, doing the bullying, or nothing at all, you know what I'm saying? Or even both, and I relate to going through the bullying situation, and it was bad, and it was a tough time for me, and I could only imagine on your end how it was for you, how was you able to get yourself through those times and moments, because those moments sometimes feel like our darkest moments in life. How was you able to get through those?
I had one, again, the support system of having a family, because even though I did have them, it was still extremely tough because it still felt like I couldn't have anybody to really understand. But even then, there was music. Really, there was music, there was dancing, there was creativity, and there was an outlet for me to express myself and not feel ashamed about it. So that's why I was like, okay, that's what led me to want to do music and continue to do art as like for a living, because it was like I'm can't be the only person that feels like that. So I was like, I gotta just put this out there, let people know that they're not alone, and be honest. I think that's what I want to portray for the most part, outside of course, like having fun and doing great things. Yeah, like, but being honest is like really key.
And like that also kind of like explains like when you explain how there was one moment where you're being bullied, and then there's like another moment where you're finding like outlets, like music and dancing and all those things to all those things that coexist within each other to make you see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I think it also explains like the different voices, like because your natural voice is so sweet, it's so soft, it's just like and then your singing voice is just like powerful, strong, it literally can fill a room up, literally fill a room up. And I just find that so amazing. That the duality of you is just a constant circle of so many things, and how you balance it, I have no idea, but you're doing great. You're really doing great. So it's like I know you mentioned that your mom and dad are people that you really appreciate, and you're very thankful for them.
Yes.
What do most people say that they're thankful from you?
Wow. That's crazy. You wanna know what? I get a lot of interviews, right? But I get a lot of interviews and they always ask me the same questions. And I give the same answers, like I'm on autopilot most of the time. And this isn't like that, because I've never been asked that question before. So that's really, really cool. Again, like 3 for 3, like that's crazy. Most of the time, and like every time I think about it, I'm like, it's crazy. But people say just thank you for being you, or thank you for existing. And I'm like, what? I was like, I didn't really have too much of a choice. They're like, no, but like, thank you for being honest with who you are. And thank you for giving me the confidence to try to be who I want to be. And I feel like that's the biggest compliment. Because like, yeah, you want like, especially like people who are younger and want to like emulate you and try to do, it's like highest form like of flattery, but it's like, it's even better if through that they end up finding who they are. And it's like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool and it's powerful. So I think that's so dope that people feel that way when when they express their thankfulness to you and just why you exist. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's powerful. And talking about your voice and talking about different things, I want to bring up the little girl with the big voice. I want to bring that up. How was that writing the book? How was that creating that? And how is it going today?
It's going. I actually go to schools around New York City and talk to kids about the book and being like an anti-bullying advocate, talking to the kids on how to prevent it. But getting the book really stemmed from me just talking about the bullying while I was on The Voice.
Gotcha.
And I just wanted to be able to try to talk to like the younger kids and say, hey, like if you see something, like say something. You just it's you know, if you see something, say something and try to nip that immediately and instill that in kids young, so that way as they get older, they understand and know and feel when something is wrong and they're like, hey, knock that off. You need to stop or leave me alone, or like, you know, just things like that. Being able to stick up for yourself and understand that there's nothing wrong with you. It's not your problem what other people think of you.
Wow. So yeah, so falling back right off from that, you know, there's so many kids that just want to be themselves and just want to, you know, find outlets like, how can I be myself? So like, how do you know when you're being the most authentic?
When you find you know when you're being your most authentic, when you find yourself smiling and laughing and it's not like a contrived thing, like when you just laugh to laugh, like, you know, when you're being your most authentic self when you're with your friends and like they're acting stupid and you just find yourself laughing at a situation that, like, I'm sure if you explained it out loud nobody would really get it, but you're there in the moment. So when you're there in whatever moment that you want to be in, whether you're dancing, you're writing, you're drawing, you're painting, you're doing whatever within the arts, you're rapping, you're producing, you're engineering, you're doing poetry, whatever, it's like you feel like you're being your most authentic self when you know when you're lying about who you are, you know when you're holding back, you know when you are, and you know when you're holding back, especially when you're finished with whatever you're doing, right, with whatever task that you were doing, and you feel immediately tired or drained right afterward. Like, you know, when you see people and they're talking on the phone, they're like, hi, it's nice to meet you. And and I'm so, this is amazing. And oh, I think that we can do this. And can I put you on hold for 1 second? Yeah, that would be great. Okay, awesome. Thank you. And they hang up the phone and they're like,
yeah.
Then they gotta fake it, put it right back on. Okay, sorry for that hold. Do I still have it? Like, you know, like right back to it. I feel like we have a sorry, please hold like moment in all of us. And when you don't have that guard up in any situation, that's when you're really being yourself. When you feel free, you don't have any inhibitions, and you just feel like you're flying.
I love that. I love that.
That's real. That's real. I love that. And, you know, with some of the music in today's music, who is some artists nowadays that kind of inspire you in the industry?
Ooh, boy.
Top 3. Give me a top 3.
Okay, like today, okay, so all right, so we're not talking about like legends, right? We're talking about people who are up and coming.
Yeah, today, you know, kind of mainstream, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can say any of the littles or littles not.
Okay. All right.
Littles are little nuts.
I really like Yeba.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I'm stuck on her recently. I've been stuck on her for I think the past month. I go on like a artist binge where I've just been like, I'm gonna listen to everything you've ever done for the next like 3 weeks, and then I'll be good. I'm gonna move on to
Got you.
So as of right now, I really like Yeba, Remy Wolf, and dang, I don't have a lot of like current artists that I really listen to. I have a lot of current artists that I appreciate though for what they do. Because I'm sorry, respectfully, there is a lot of the music right now It's not hitting.
It's not. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? We here, V.A.M.P podcast online experience. You know what I'm saying?
It's not hitting. So
It's
I'm
not
like,
hitting.
oh dang, I gotta come. It's like it's sounding the same and stuff. And I'm like, dang. Yeah, I mean, I do love Lizzo.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I feel like I love women like Rihanna because she's a smart businesswoman.
Mm.
Like I'm like that's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. But yeah, I feel like all of my favorite people in the world that like I feel like I want to emulate are like at the super top right now because they've been at it for so long, going crazy or dead. So I'm like,
Got you.
yeah. So that's yeah. But I listen to like all types of music all the time. But I haven't found much inspiration in people. But I really love listening to new artists, and I feel like doing something different. Yeah.
Got you. So you're more so you appreciate music and for people to do it that they do, and it's like separate from what you do to a certain extent, but it's like you just appreciate what people do in the music industry regardless. Got it.
Yeah, like I'm proud. Like you wanna know what? Like I feel like we need to have more opportunities for, especially for like women of color in the industry, be like, hey, I don't listen to your music, but I love you, and I'm so happy that you're winning. I'm so happy that you're out here like elevating for us. Like that's a big deal. And just because you do the same thing I'm doing doesn't mean I hate you. I'm very proud of you. Let's keep going. Like, you know, and that's how people end up appreciating each other, because I feel like guys do that all the time. They're like, bro, I don't really listen to your music, bro, but I be seeing you online and you dead funny. So I just think like, you know, it's so cool. Like,
yeah.
No, that's real. That's real. And you know what? If you could eat a meal with someone, right, dead or alive, bring them back, music, eat a meal with them, who would you eat a meal with at the table, dead or alive?
oh, okay. Dang, okay, how many seats we got at the table?
Oh, that's good question. You know what? We got 3 seats.
3 seats at the table.
3
Okay.
seats. Small table.
Dang. Okay. All right, give me Kobe.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Ooh, okay. Ooh.
Kobe. I would want to say give me Michael, but Michael is quiet. He'd be like, "Oh, could you pass the peas, please?" I'd be like, you know, like he'd be so quiet and you know, so I'm like, okay. Whitney, give me Whitney.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nice.
That was a good one.
Give me Whitney.
Last one.
And just for kicks and giggles, give me Jack Harlow.
Throw up the
Okay.
sex in her.
Give me
That's
fascinating. Would you not want to see what happens during that whole meal?
Yo, for real.
You got Kobe, businessman. I mean, greatest, my favorite player, right? You got Whitney, one of the greatest vocalists of all time, right? She's sitting there, you know, and she's funny too. She has it like all people with personalities. Jack Harlow, a personality within himself.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Funny. Get like on the rise right now.
Yeah.
You know, like just having conversations. So like different aspects of each other. So I think that's really cool.
That's dope. That's a dope
Wow.
that's a dope combo right there. I wasn't expecting that mix, but throwing the Jack Harlow, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I feel that.
just for a little pizzazz, you know, just for a little,
I
a
feel
little
that.
something. Like I could have did like, you know, like Freddie Mercury or like Amy Winehouse and everything, but it's like, you know, you gotta have somebody to break the ice and also be serious when you need to, but also like you need to laugh a little bit.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. You gotta have a good meal. You can't just have a stiff meal and just be like.
Got you. So also have like kind of an interesting question as well, like just to kind of piggyback off of the type of idea that you guys are just going for. So like, if you could teach the world anything, and if anything was possible, what would you teach the world?
Understanding.
Mm.
I feel like we all have a very, very, very difficult time understanding each other because with understanding comes empathy. With empathy comes change of behavior, or it kind of penetrates your mind a little bit more. Like when you tell a kid like, oh, you know, be careful, this could hurt someone. And then it ends up hurting someone because they did the thing they were supposed to do. And then they feel bad about it, but they're not going to do that thing again. They're like, oh, snap. I didn't know that's how it would go. And I just feel like people need to have more understanding. I feel like that would fix a whole lot of problems between music, race relations, like between like sexuality, stuff like that. I feel like if you understand where somebody is coming from, how they're thinking, because people can say they understand, but they don't.
Facts.
So yeah, you can only have a glimpse of understanding. So I think if we were able to actually feel and understand what each person is going through, it's like, oh, I see you. And you see me. So
and that's big. And you're right 100%, you know, because nowadays, you know, not only with understanding but communication and judgmental, and people just, you know, judge the book by the cover, and just, you know, all that what's going on in today's world. There's so much of that, and you know, kind of just, you know, I feel like we need to continue to have more creatives out there, you know, like us, who are trying to break that down, that wall of just ugliness and negativity, and just kind of just doing things that, you know, it shouldn't be happening, but they're happening anyways, because this is the type of world that we live in, unfortunately. And I wanted to ask you really quickly, as we kind of get ready to wrap it up shortly, got a few more questions. For people who go through mental health, everybody experiences mental health differently. What would be your message to somebody who is going through some sort of depression or anxiety or PTSD or anything along those lines? What message would you give out to those?
The first thing I would say is don't blame yourself for something that you don't have any control over. That's step one. Like I feel like a lot of us think like, oh, I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm so stupid and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, like you don't have control over certain things like that. But what you do have control over is how you're able to cope and get better from things like this. So next thing I would say is go and have resources, reach out for help. I'm like a heavy advocate. Go to therapy. As like, especially like in our community, like it's difficult to tell like people of color, like, hey, yeah, go to therapy. And they're like, I don't want to tell my business. They don't know anything about me. I don't know anything about them. I've lived my life, and I've done. It's like, now I gotta tell my whole life story just for them to say, and how does that make you feel? And it's like, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, well, I'm gonna go to a psych ward, and what am I gonna do? And it's like, no, that's not what it is. Really, therapy does help. It gives an outside perspective, and it lets you know that there is nothing wrong with you, and it lets you cope with your mental state a lot better. So I definitely say, like, be nice to yourself and don't be afraid to ask for help, because everybody has a little something, a little something going on. So a little something.
Yeah,
Everybody got a little.
yeah.
That's real.
Gotcha.
Especially as an artist, as artists, we're crazy for doing what we do. We literally make stuff with the intent of putting it out in the world and hoping people like it. And then if they don't, we go off and try to see and make more. And then like, even if they end up not liking it, we still make more. And it's like, that's crazy. We keep doing it. And we basically put our heart on our sleeve and it's like, here, I hope you like it. We're crazy for that. So that's bound to come with some little something.
Got you. So what can we expect from Way upcoming? Like, is there anything that is there any releases? Is there any films you're going to see you in? Like, I mean, like, what what can we expect to see from you?
Yes, so I am working on an EP. And I work with this amazing producer named Stella. I also work with this other amazing producers named Kobe. And one's out of Brooklyn, one's out of LA. And I've been working with them and it's been phenomenal. And just expect a lot of music. I am going on a lot of auditions. I had a really good callback today. So that's really
congrats. You can top it up for that. Do we have a name for the EP? Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right. But
we can't get it all. We can't get it all.
Right?
Thank you. I promise I'll tell you guys. So.
Hey, okay, all right.
There's gonna be a good amount of songs on there though, because I have never dropped an EP before. This will be my first like project that I'm putting out outside of from like a Christmas thing, but really who I was before the pandemic and who I am now, two very different people. So it's definitely a new era of me.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for just how you're building your blocks, and like you have such a supportive team behind you. You have your family, and you have a strong mindset, and it's so commendable. So commendable.
Yeah.
Thank you. Y'all are awesome. Thank you.
No, absolutely. And my last question for you would be spirituality. You know, there's so many meanings to that. What is spirituality to you, and what advice would you give to others when they seek for their spirituality?
I feel like spirituality and mental health also kind of go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Because trying to even out your mental health requires you to put trust not only in other people to help you, but trusting yourself. And that's basically what spirituality is too. You're putting trust in something bigger than you, and you're trusting yourself to understand that there is something bigger. So spirituality to me is just understanding that we don't have control over everything. And there is something that, like, whether we like it or not, the sun is going to come up and then it's going to come down. The moon is going to come up and come down and keep going. And it's like something is keeping that. And I highly believe in like equal energy and having the right people around you, speaking positive stuff. Manifestation is a very real thing. So that's why I say like speaking positivity, giving glory to like, whatever higher being you believe in. But like for me, I'm like, yo, all glory to God. Like, thank you, Jesus, for everything that I've been through. I've been through hell and back. So it's like, thank you. Thank you for the things that are like, that I haven't even seen yet, that are coming to me. And I'm grateful for that. And when you put good out, you get good back. It has been a common theme for as long as we could write stuff. You put good out, you're gonna get it right back.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I definitely think that spirituality is just a understanding that whatever we don't have control over, you can let it go. And anything that you can control, you work to make sure that it's better, and you find your inner peace. And that's difficult. Shoot, monks have to do it for years before they can figure it out. So I think little old us, we're doing pretty okay.
Yeah. No, that's
Exactly.
real. That's real. And I love
I love
that.
it.
I love that answer. Jimmy, anything else before we wrap it up?
You know what? Like, I've gotten all the questions that I needed answered. I think Way's on her way to the top, and it was just an amazing interview. I'm so honored that, Way, that, you gave us the opportunity to even, talk to you and like get to know you personally. And I'm pretty sure the people watching is going to be like, they're going to feel a little closer to you. So we're also, bringing all the branches here. And, we're all just trees growing in life. And this is amazing.
Yeah.
Y'all are sweet. Thank you. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, thank you so much. And you already know that's all the time we have today. Peace, love, and power. It is your boy, Joshua October.
Yeah.
I'm Jimmy LeVar, and I'm just keeping it gray.
Yo, and I'm Leonie McDonald.
Wave shocked me. I mean, my jaw was sort of on the floor for a little while.
Way is whoa.
Way is whoa. Hold on.
When Way sings, it's like a different person walked in. I've literally never seen anything like that before. Say, my name is Way.
My name is Way.
Now sing, my name is Way.
My name is Way.
Alicia's definitely helping me achieve my dream.
My lover's got humor. She used to giggle at a funeral.
I don't know if I've ever got my head yanked around like Way did. It's like it can't be the same person.
Take me to church.
She has absolutely a one-of-a-kind voice, period, end of story. There's never going to be another person on this planet with a voice like Way.